That's a very few number. Man, the passion, energy from our fan base. Like, I've been in a lot of competitive arenas as a player and as a coach. There was nothing better that I've ever been in than what happened on Saturday night.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Josh Heupel cannot recruit. Josh Heupel can't recruit. Right? That was the narrative. That was what everybody was talking about just a little over a year ago. Josh Heupel could not recruit at Central Florida. He's not going to be able to recruit at Tennessee. Fast forward just a little over 13, 14 months later. Here we are going into April with a ton of momentum, a buzz in the air, an excitement in the air on Rocky Top. We're all sitting back. We're waiting on Brew McCoy to commit. It almost feels like it's not necessarily if, but when. You know, still we're in that honeymoon phase of the Nico commitment. Everybody's still excited, but there is just an electricity. There is momentum going into this class of 23, but also we can skip ahead. We can talk about the class of 2024 as the number one quarterback in the country. For the class of 24, Jaden Davis will be on campus tomorrow. There is a buzz. There is an excitement. The Vols are looking at a big month for recruiting in April. Austin Price over at VolQuest.com said he's going to be dropping a recruiting nugget tomorrow. Whatever that means, we're going to find out. But also, I want to talk about Sylvester Smith, four-star safety out of Alabama, just received a crystal ball to Tennessee. We're going to get into it, talk about what that means. But as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button. It's just below the video. Hit that little thumbs up. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. If you like what we do here, help us out. Hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, you're wondering what is this cartoon head emoji screaming and yelling? Well, we're not experts. We're not insiders. We don't claim to be media. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, Sylvester Smith, 6'1", 198 pounds, four-star safety out of Munford, Alabama. If you go over to on3.com, the recruiting website, Chad Simmons, the director of recruiting over at On3, gave the crystal ball to Tennessee yesterday at 1:14 a.m. with 60% confidence. Now, when you start looking at Sylvester Smith, you know, clearly I can read off his profile to you, give you the measurables, but I think the best way to do it is to go and let some highlights play in the background while we talk about Sylvester Smith. And again, not a whole lot out there in terms of scouting report. When I watched the tape on Sylvester Smith, you guys can see it here. Violence. Look at that hit. He plays downhill. He plays fast. He's aggressive. He brings it. Watch right here again. Everybody he hits with authority. Now, the one thing that does stand out to me, he does look bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else on the field to play with him. So we'll see how that translates as he moves from playing on Friday nights into playing on Saturdays in the SEC if he does go that route. Now, I did find an article over at Rivals.com talking about how they liked the Munford, Alabama standout and that he could move even higher in the rankings as he goes through his senior season. And again, when you look at his profile, if you go to Rivals.com, four-star, he is the third-ranked safety in the class, eighth-ranked player in the state of Alabama. If you go over to 24/7, a little bit different numbers there. You know, it's always up or down depending on which site you look at. Of course, I'm going to go with the one that gives Sylvester Smith the highest ratings. Sounds like he's going to commit on April 25th. Actually listening to VolQuest podcast this morning, Austin Price said the next commitment on the defensive side of the ball could very well come from Sylvester Smith or also Brandon Stozier, a 3-star corner out of the state of Georgia. He's 6'2", 175. So we'll see how this trends as far as Sylvester Smith goes, as well as Brandon Stozier. But it brings up the question, right? It's the question everybody says Josh Heupel can't recruit. Well, I think on the offensive side of the ball, we're definitely seeing that Josh Heupel can recruit at Tennessee. Yes, NIL is going to play into that, but also they see what Cedric Tillman has done. They see what Hendon Hooker has done. There's a lot of hype and buzz around Taven Jackson in spring practice. Now, we know this is Hendon Hooker's team. We know he's going to lead this football team, but it's good to hear that Taven Jackson is having success. And again, well, why do you need Nico if you got Taven Jackson? Well, you tell me. Why do we need Jaden Davis if we have Nico? Because iron sharpens iron, and if you end up with a quarterback room that has Taven Jackson, Nico Maliava, and Jaden Davis, let the best man play. Us as fans are going to reap the rewards of that. Now, but what I want to talk about is, can Josh Heupel recruit on the defensive side of the ball? And I made a video just a couple of days ago. Shandavian Bradley, 5-star edge rusher, was recently predicted to Tennessee. Go check out that video. Can this create momentum? You know, we've talked about the buzz in the air. I keep saying that word, but it is what it is. There is an excitement. A lot of people saying that Nico is making it cool to play at Tennessee again. Can that commitment, can Nico committing, we're seeing the benefit of that on the offensive side of the ball. Can it bleed over to the defensive side of the ball? And I think we are seeing that, as again, the crystal ball coming in for Sylvester Smith yesterday. The crystal ball coming in for Shandavian Bradley, a 5-star edge rusher. Things are trending up on Rocky Top. I didn't want to leave this out. Going back to offense real quick, it is trending so heavy in the right direction on offense that this coaching staff is holding off on Devin Hyatt, Jalen Hyatt's little brother. 4-star prospect on the 24/7 Sports composite, 6'2", 194. Dude has absolute speed. But Tennessee has a pecking order. They have a list of guys they're targeting. Devin Hyatt may not make the cut. That is a good problem to have. But defense, that's what I want to stay focused on. Can Josh Heupel recruit on the defensive side of the ball? Again, Sylvester Smith, crystal balled. Shandavian Bradley, crystal balled. Austin Price said just this morning on the VAWLS podcast, Brandon Stozier, 3-star corner out of Georgia, could potentially be the next one to commit. Caleb Herring, 4-star outside linebacker from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, little brother of Elijah Herring. I don't think that's necessarily if, but when. I mean, he's trending pretty heavily to Tennessee. Vic Burley, 5-star defensive lineman out of Georgia. This is a big one. This is when you got to pull out the ace and send in Rodney Garner to get things done. This recruitment's going to play out for a while. Tennessee's in it. I think Clemson has the crystal ball there, but Tennessee's still very much in it. Again, Vic Burley, 5-star defensive lineman out of Georgia, 6'5", 276 pounds, one of the top 5 defensive linemen in the country. That's the type of guy that Tennessee needs. When you talk about, Rodney Garner wanting depth, he wants those 8 to 10 guys on the defensive line that he can rotate around. But when we look at this talent, I think this class of 23, going back to the beginning, I gave Josh Heupel a free pass on the class of 22. What he does in this class of 23 is going to set the stage for whether or not Josh Heupel can be the guy. And it's going to take a couple of these recruiting classes to get Tennessee back where they belong, back on top of the SEC. We have to be patient. There is an excitement about what Josh Heupel did last year. And I love the quote from Rodney Garner that he didn't come to Tennessee and the players didn't come to Tennessee to win 7 games, even though that's overachieving based on the expectation, based on what the national media was saying about Tennessee. They overachieved. That doesn't mean 7 wins is good enough. Some of the VAWLS come into the comment section and they talk about, 7 wins and always next year, always next year. You don't just go from winning 3 games to winning a national championship. It is called a rebuild for a reason. We talked about it when Josh Heupel was hired. We have to be patient. Give the man 5 years. But he is doing it way faster than any of us expected. But again, you bring in guys like Nico. You bring in a guy in the class of 24 like Jaden Davis. You land a guy like Vic Burley. You land a guy like Shandavian Bradley. You start building momentum. Every single recruiting class, Tennessee can be 2 to 3 years away from Atlanta. Call me crazy, call me nuts, but I think Josh Heupel is the guy to get this thing going back in the right direction. So I know I threw a lot at you there in this recruiting update, but again, the main focus, Alabama standout safety Sylvester Smith gets the crystal ball. Could he be committing to Tennessee? We'll find out on April 25th. Hit that comment section. I know I threw a lot of stuff out there, kind of rambling. Man, I get excited. I love this football program. Love interacting with you guys. So hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. That's going to do it for this one. Check out the merchandise for the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Links in the description below. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.